Have you ever been in a situation where you wished you had reacted differently? Where you wished you had not gotten angry, not become nervous, or not cried in front of others? Perhaps you were in a family discussion and a simple word suddenly ignited overwhelming emotions inside you, emotions that felt impossible to control. Or maybe at work, someone embarrassed you in front of everyone, making your blood boil and filling your mind with thoughts of revenge or deep regret. We have all experienced this. However, the difference between a mentally strong person who remains steady and someone who collapses because of a single word comes down to one thing: psychological techniques. In this video, I will share with you 7 powerful psychological tricks, valuable tools used by those who understand the game, those who are not shaken by words and are not provoked by situations, no matter how harsh they may be. What you are about to hear is not just advice. It is a completely different way of thinking. If you master it, it will permanently reshape your reactions. You may never be the same again, because these techniques have the power to completely rewire your mindset. Trick 1. The observer's eye. During a heated political meeting, there was a leader known for his strong personality and surrounded by many opponents. One man stood up and publicly attacked him with hostile and humiliating words. Everyone watched closely. Would he explode? Would he respond? Would he lose control? But surprisingly, he remained completely unaffected. His face did not change, his expression stayed still, as if he were watching a scene from a play that had nothing to do with him. After the meeting, a journalist approached him and asked in amazement how he managed to stay so calm. He smiled and replied, "At that moment, I was not myself. I was observing myself from the outside. As if I were sitting in the back rows watching myself on stage." This is not an exaggeration. It is a real psychological technique used in deep meditation, known as conscious detachment or self-observation. When you train your mind to separate the one who feels from the one who observes, you create a safe inner space. This space allows you to see your emotions without being consumed by them. That is where emotions weaken and control is born. How to apply it? Whenever you feel you are about to react emotionally, imagine that you are observing yourself from the outside. Do not engage, just observe. This single step can immediately weaken any negative emotion. Trick 2. The October 10 rule. The illusion of the moment. Jack was an ambitious young man, but extremely sensitive to others' opinions. One day, he shared his new project online and received many positive comments. However, one negative comment said, "Your idea is stupid and completely unoriginal." Jack froze. His heart started racing. He thought about deleting the post and even abandoning the entire project. Fear and self-doubt took over. Then he remembered a rule he once read about, the October 10 rule. He asked himself, will this matter in 10 hours? In 10 days? In 10 years? Suddenly, he realized the truth. He did not know this person, and he would probably forget the comment within a week. He smiled and continued his day as if nothing had happened. From that moment, this rule became his mental weapon. Whenever something upset him, he asked himself these 3 questions, and his perspective instantly changed. How to apply it? When something bothers you, ask yourself, will this matter in 10 hours? In 10 days? In 10 years? You will be surprised how many things that feel huge now become meaningless later. Trick 3. The cold performance. Have you ever seen a movie character who seems impossible to disturb? Calm voice, steady eyes, and behavior that suggests nothing around them deserves a reaction. Paul was quick-tempered and easily stressed, but one day he decided to try something strange. Every time he felt provoked, he pretended he was acting the role of a calm, unshakable person, someone who did not react, who simply observed. At first, it was only acting. But with repetition, his mind began to believe the role, and his emotional reactions slowly faded. The mind does not distinguish between acting and reality if behavior is repeated. What you pretend to be today may become who you truly are tomorrow. How to apply it? When faced with a provoking situation, behave as if you are playing the role of a person who never gets angry. Repeat this often, and calmness will become your natural response. Trick 4. Reframing. When someone tells you, you are a failure, what truly hurts you? The word itself, or the meaning you attach to it? In reality, words do not hurt us, it is the interpretation we give them. Sarah was an ambitious girl who suffered from her father's constant criticism. He often said harshly, "Why do you always fail?" She interpreted this as, "You are a disappointment." Over time, these words destroyed her confidence and weakened her motivation. After psychological guidance, she learned to reframe his words. Instead of seeing them as rejection, she told herself, "He is worried about me and wants me to succeed, but he doesn't know how to express it properly." She did not change her father, but she removed the power of his words by changing their meaning. The sentence stayed the same, but the impact became completely different. How to apply it? When you hear hurtful words, do not accept them as absolute truth. Pause and reinterpret them rationally. Tell yourself, maybe they mean something else, and maybe this is not worth destroying my peace over. Trick 5. The mocking voice technique, breaking mental dominance. In a group therapy session, the therapist asks, "Get everyone to close their eyes and imagine the person who irritates them the most, then imagine that person speaking in a funny cartoon voice, like Mickey Mouse." Some laughed nervously, but one participant who was constantly anxious around his boss imagined him shouting in that ridiculous voice. Later he said, "Since that day, my boss no longer scares me. He is still my boss, but no longer a giant in my mind." Our brain tends to exaggerate people and situations, giving them authority and power they do not truly have. When we change how we imagine their voice or appearance, their influence weakens. How to apply it? Each time you think of someone who provokes you, imagine them speaking in an absurd or silly voice. This does not disrespect them, but restores balance in your mind and removes exaggerated fear. In Japanese mindfulness teachings, there is a simple yet powerful concept: observe your anger like a cloud passing in the sky. Do not grab it, just watch it drift by. How often do you say, "I am angry, I am sad, I am afraid"? In that moment, you are not describing a feeling, you are becoming it. You merge with it, and that is the problem. But what if you said instead, "There is anger inside me right now, and I am observing it"? This small shift creates space between you and your emotion. Christoph suffered from intense anger outbursts. Whenever he got angry, he lost control and said things he later regretted. After mental training, he learned to tell himself, "There is anger inside me, but I am not this anger." Over time, he noticed the emotion rising like a wave, but he no longer rode it. He simply watched it pass until it faded. That is where true control begins. How to apply it? Whenever a strong emotion appears, observe it as if it were passing in front of you. Do not cling to it. This simple act transforms you from a slave to your emotions, their master. Trick 7. The power of silence. In a military leadership class, the instructor asked, "What is the strongest way to silence someone who is trying to provoke you in public?" The soldiers responded, "Ignore him, answer calmly, laugh it off." The instructor shook his head and said, "All of those are reactions. And any reaction means you were affected." Then he added, "The strongest move is to look at him steadily without saying a single word. Do not smile, do not get angry, do not show any expression. Just look at him as if he does not deserve your response." This moment of silence is a powerful psychological weapon. The person trying to provoke you wants to feel that they affected you, that they control your emotions. But when you stay silent, you strip them of that power. Kareem, a young employee, used to argue constantly with a provocative colleague. After learning this technique, he decided to remain silent and simply stare calmly. Within seconds, the colleague stopped talking, as if his energy had vanished. Kareem later said, "It felt like I pressed an off button inside him without touching him." How to apply it? In any provocative situation, do not respond. Maintain steady eye contact and silence. This calm sends a stronger message than 1,000 words. We all get triggered, and we all weaken sometimes. It is part of being human. But there is a vast difference between someone who lives as a prisoner of their emotions and someone who holds the keys to their own mind. True mental strength does not mean feeling nothing, but refusing to be controlled by those feelings. Imagine your life if you possessed this power. You walk into any place with confidence, face any situation calmly, and others sense that you are different because you do not break easily. You become the person who cannot be shaken, the one who stands behind a wall of silence and control. You do not need to change overnight. Start with just one step. Choose one of these 7 techniques and apply it sincerely this week. Observe how your reactions change and how you slowly regain your inner power. Write in the comments which technique you felt was missing in your life, and which one you plan to start with. And remember, when you press the like button, you are not only supporting me, you are programming your mind to choose content that strengthens and develops you. And when you subscribe, you are telling yourself, I am ready to become mentally stronger and emotionally smarter. The next video will not just be another watch, but another step in your journey toward true self-mastery.